Look at any modern metropolis. It is a collision of traffic, layered concrete, and millions of people moving in constant friction. We accept this density as the natural byproduct of urban life. Now, strip away 5 millennia of history. In the ancient Indus Valley, you find cities built on mathematically perfect grids. Streets were aligned precisely to the cardinal directions, and homes were constructed from baked bricks with identical, standardized dimensions. These people developed uniform weights, standardized measures, and even modern indoor plumbing. Yet, looking at the structural scale of these ruins, you will notice a distinct absence of giant statues to god-kings or sprawling royal palaces. Standardized housing and a lack of massive wealth disparity suggest a society built on shared civic investment, rather than the glorification of a single ruler. This challenges the mainstream narrative that massive urban scale requires a rigid, top-down hierarchy to function.
Recently, an enigmatic diary belonging to a mid-20th century archaeologist surfaced in the region. It reads less like an official excavation log and more like a catalog of findings that never made it into the textbooks. Inside, coordinates map out anomalies that challenge our timeline. The entries detail a dried-up ghost river, subterranean structures emitting an unusual glow, and references to erased scientific masterworks. All of these points cluster geographically right here, across the severe, hyper-arid expanse of the modern Rajasthan desert. Rather than treating these notes as eccentric myths, we can use them as an active, verifiable roadmap to test exactly what this ancient culture was capable of. The first chapter of the diary is obsessed with water. It claims these early engineers achieved absolute mastery over urban hydrology and sanitation. The physical excavation sites back this up. We see complex, deeply dug circular wells feeding directly into remarkably precise, brick-lined drainage networks that ran beneath the city streets. To power grids this massive, you need a constant, immense water source. The diary points to the Saraswati, a legendary, massive river described in ancient texts that supposedly vanished. This topographical map reveals how modern satellite and geological data confirm that exact claim. Beneath the modern desert surface, sensors detect a wide, ancient riverbed running right where the text said it would. They engineered their cities in perfect harmony with colossal natural water systems, matching the infrastructure planning of any 21st century municipality. Then the field notes take a strange turn. The archaeologist recounts an expedition into an ancient subterranean stone tunnel in Rajasthan, noting a persistent, unexplained luminescence along the rock walls. There is an ongoing debate about what spaces like this actually represent. Some geologists suggest it is the byproduct of highly specialized, lost ancient mining techniques. Others argue we are looking at remnants of a technological feat we simply don't recognize yet. Either way, physical anomalies like these indicate the technological ceiling of this era sits much higher than we currently estimate. Eventually, the diary moves away from the physical ruins. It focuses on what the author calls the architecture of the mind, their surviving scientific texts. Take the medical manuscripts of Sushruta. Thousands of years ago, he carved detailed instructions into palm leaf pages, outlining complex surgical procedures ranging from cataract removal to early rhinoplasty. To execute those surgeries, you need specialized hardware. Excavations have uncovered an array of varied, precisely crafted metal instruments, complete with folding cases, matching the exact tools required for delicate operations. They applied that same analytical rigor to the sky. Centuries later, but still long before European astronomers, the scholar Bhaskaracharya drafted extensive treatises on planetary motion and gravity. This animation demonstrates the core principles of his work. Using abstract geometry, he calculated complex planetary orbits and the mechanics of gravitational pull with shocking accuracy. This reliance on raw data and theoretical physics suggests their most enduring construction was an intellectual one. Compiling, testing, and storing that volume of advanced science requires more than a few brilliant scholars. It requires massive, institutionalized education. This is why they built sites like Takshashila. If you look at the geometric stone masonry of the foundations, the layout reads exactly like a sprawling modern university campus. Then there was Nalanda, the intellectual heart of the ancient world. The sheer footprint of its red brick structures and vast courtyards was designed to house thousands of students and millions of individual manuscripts. These locations operated as the world's first global data hubs, drawing researchers from across the known world to share and refine scientific discoveries. This intellectual golden age met a violent, abrupt end. Invading forces sacked Nalanda, deliberately targeting its colossal library. Historical accounts record that the collection of manuscripts was so dense, the library grounds burned continuously for months. The collapse of these walls was a permanent erasure of centuries of accumulated human data, complex medical knowledge, and astronomical research. Closing the archaeologist's diary leaves you with a very different view of our past. It proves that human advancement is not a guaranteed upward line. High technology, complex medicine, and scientific literacy are incredibly fragile.
The structures buried under the desert serve as a forgotten blueprint for sustainable urban life.